What happens if you feed a cactus chicken manure? What happens if you take a scoop of chicken manure, yes, actual chicken poop, and dump it straight into your cactus pot? Some people swear it's the secret to huge, healthy cactus growth. Others say it's basically a death sentence dressed up as fertilizer. So which one is it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what chicken manure does to a cactus, why it can go either really right or really wrong, and how to use it the smart way if you decide to try it yourself. Before we get into it, if you're into simple, no-nonsense growing tips like this, hit that subscribe button now. I put out videos every week testing weird plant hacks, so you don't have to risk your own plants finding out the hard way. Let's start by breaking down what chicken manure actually is, because most people just think poop equals fertilizer and leave it at that. It's way more specific than that. Chicken manure is considered one of the hottest animal manures out there, meaning it's extremely concentrated compared to something like cow or horse manure. That's because chickens have a fast digestive system and a diet that's high in protein, so what comes out the other end is packed with nutrients in a small volume. The big three nutrients in chicken manure are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the same NPK you see on every fertilizer bag. Fresh chicken manure typically runs somewhere around 1 to 3% nitrogen, 1 to 2% phosphorus, and around 1% potassium, though the exact numbers shift depending on what the chickens were eating and how the manure was stored. Nitrogen is the nutrient responsible for green leafy growth. In chemical terms, nitrogen in fresh manure exists largely as uric acid and ammonia compounds. When these hit soil, soil microbes break them down into ammonium and eventually into nitrate. The form plants can actually absorb through their roots. This conversion process is fast in chicken manure compared to other manures, which is exactly why it's called hot. It releases its nitrogen quickly and in large amounts. Phosphorus is the building block for root development and energy transfer inside the plant. It's involved in something called ATP, which is basically the plant's energy currency. Chicken manure is naturally high in phosphorus because of the bird's diet and bone content in their waste. Potassium helps regulate water movement in and out of plant cells, supports overall structural strength, and plays a role in disease resistance. But here's the part most people skip over. Chicken manure isn't just NPK, it's also loaded with salts, specifically ammonium salts and other soluble mineral salts that build up from the bird's diet and bedding. It also carries a high moisture content when fresh, along with organic matter that needs to decompose before it becomes stable in soil. And critically, fresh chicken manure has a very high concentration of ammonia, which in large amounts is actually toxic to plant roots and can literally scorch them on contact. This is sometimes called fertilizer burn. So what you're really dealing with when you handle chicken manure is a nutrient bomb. High nitrogen, high phosphorus, moderate potassium, a heavy salt load, and a strong ammonia punch if it hasn't been aged or composted. That combination is fantastic for hungry, fast-growing vegetables. Whether it's fantastic for a cactus is a completely different question, and that's exactly what we're getting into next. Now let's flip over to the cactus itself, because understanding what a cactus actually wants is where this whole story gets interesting, and where a lot of well-meaning gardeners go wrong. Cacti evolved in some of the harshest, most nutrient-poor environments on Earth. Think rocky desert slopes, sandy washes, cracks in volcanic stone, soils that are naturally low in organic matter and low in nitrogen. Because of that evolutionary background, cacti are what botanists call low-nutrient specialists. Their entire growth strategy is built around surviving on very little, not thriving on a lot. In terms of actual nutrient needs, cacti do require nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium just like every other plant, but in dramatically smaller amounts and in a very specific ratio. Most cactus specialists recommend a fertilizer that's actually low in nitrogen and higher in phosphorus and potassium, something like a May 10th-10 ratio rather than the nitrogen-heavy blends you'd use on leafy vegetables. Here's why that ratio matters so much for a cactus specifically. Phosphorus supports strong root systems, which cacti rely on heavily since their roots are often shallow but wide-spreading, built to catch any rainfall fast before it evaporates in desert heat. Potassium helps regulate water storage and movement within the plant's tissue, which is the entire point of a cactus since it's essentially a living water tank. Cacti also need trace amounts of calcium and magnesium to keep their tissue structurally sound since their thick, fleshy bodies depend on cell wall strength to avoid collapsing or splitting. Nitrogen, on the other hand, is where things get tricky. Yes, cacti need some nitrogen for basic cellular function and chlorophyll production, but too much nitrogen pushes a cactus into rapid, soft, watery growth, the exact opposite of what makes a cactus a cactus. A cactus with excess nitrogen produces tissue that's weaker. Now think back to what we just covered about chicken manure. High nitrogen, high phosphorus, a strong salt load, and potentially toxic ammonia levels if it's fresh. The phosphorus part actually lines up reasonably well with what a cactus wants. But the nitrogen level is way beyond what a cactus is built to handle, and the salt content is a serious problem too, because cacti are especially sensitive to salt buildup in their root zone. It can interfere with their ability to absorb water at all, which for a desert plant is basically catastrophic. So right away you can see the tension here. Part of chicken manure's composition genuinely benefits a cactus, but another part of it, the nitrogen overload and the salt content, works directly against everything a cactus is evolved to need. Let's talk about why people even try this in the first place. Because there is a real, legitimate benefit here when it's done correctly. Used properly, meaning well-aged, well-diluted, and applied sparingly, chicken manure can give a cactus a genuine boost. The phosphorus and potassium support root development and help the plant build stronger, more resilient tissue. The trace minerals and organic matter can improve overall soil quality over time, feeding beneficial soil microbes that help the cactus access nutrients more efficiently. Some growers do report noticeably better blooming and slightly faster, sturdier growth after a light, well-managed application, especially during active growing season. But here's where I need to be completely straight with you. Used incorrectly, chicken manure can absolutely kill a cactus, and it doesn't take much to cross that line. The most common failure is using fresh, unaged manure. Fresh chicken manure carries such a high concentration of ammonia and soluble salts that it can chemically burn a cactus's roots on contact, essentially dehydrating and damaging root tissue faster than the plant can respond. Since cacti already have a hard time recovering from root damage, this kind of burn is often fatal, not just a temporary setback. The second big risk is over-application. Even properly aged manure, used in too large a quantity, floods the cactus with far more nitrogen than it's built to process. This triggers that soft, overly rapid growth we just talked about. Tissue that's swollen, pale, and structurally weak. That weakened tissue becomes a magnet for fungal and bacterial rot. So the real takeaway here is that chicken manure isn't inherently good or bad for a cactus. It's a matter of dose, preparation, and timing. Handled with care, it's a legitimate nutrient boost. Handled carelessly, it's one of the fastest ways to lose a cactus you've spent years growing. If you want to try this safely, here's exactly how to do it, step by step. Step 1. Never use fresh manure. This is non-negotiable for cacti. Fresh chicken manure needs to be composted or aged for at least 6 months before it goes anywhere near a cactus. Aging allows the ammonia to off-gas and the harsh compounds to break down into stable, plant-available nutrients instead of caustic ones. Step 2. Source or prepare well-composted manure. If you're buying it, look for bagged, composted chicken manure specifically labeled as garden safe. These are heat-treated and aged. Step 3. Dilute it heavily if you're making a liquid feed. The safest method for cacti is actually a manure tea rather than solid manure mixed into the soil. Take a small handful of well-composted manure, about a quarter cup, and steep it in a gallon of water for 24 to 48 hours, stirring occasionally. Strain out the solids completely since you only want the liquid. Step 4. Dilute that tea again before applying. Take the strained manure tea and cut it further, mixing 1 part manure tea with 4 parts plain water. Cacti need this level of dilution because their sensitivity to salts and nitrogen is much higher than a typical garden plant. Step 5. Water the soil first. Never apply any fertilizer, including diluted manure tea, to bone-dry cactus soil. Give the plant a light watering of plain water first, then apply the diluted manure tea afterward. This prevents the concentrated solution from directly shocking dry, thirsty roots. Step 6. Apply directly to the soil, not the plant body. Pour the diluted mixture slowly around the base of the cactus, avoiding contact with the plant's skin or any pads, ribs, or spines. Step 7. Let the pot fully dry out before the next watering. Cacti need drainage above everything else, so after feeding, don't water again until the soil is completely dry to the touch several inches down. That's the entire safe method. Age it, brew it, dilute it twice, water first, apply small amounts to soil only, then let it dry out. Timing matters just as much as the method here, so let's get specific. When not to use it. Never apply chicken manure, even diluted, during a cactus's dormant season, which for most species is late fall through winter, when growth naturally slows or stops. Feeding a dormant cactus does nothing useful and just leaves excess nutrients and salt sitting in the soil with no active growth to absorb them. Also avoid applying it right after repotting, since disturbed roots are already stressed and vulnerable to burn. Skip it during any period of extreme heat, drought stress, or if the cactus is already showing signs of illness, softness, or discoloration. Feeding a stressed plant almost always makes things worse, not better. The ideal time to use it is during the active growing season, which for most common cacti is spring through midsummer, when the plant is putting out new growth and actively using nutrients and water. Early morning or evening application is ideal, avoiding the harshest heat of the day, so the plant isn't dealing with fertilizer stress and heat stress at the same time. Reapplication frequency. This is where patience really pays off. Unlike leafy vegetables that might get fed every couple of weeks, a cactus should only receive this diluted manure tea once every 6 to 8 weeks during the active growing season at most. Some experienced growers stretch it even further to once every 2 to 3 months, especially for slower growing species. Overfeeding frequency is just as dangerous as overfeeding quantity, so when in doubt, wait longer rather than feeding sooner. So what should you actually expect to see, and when? In the first 1 to 2 weeks after a properly diluted, correctly timed application, you likely won't see much visible change, and that's completely normal. The nutrients are being slowly absorbed and integrated at the root level first. Around the 3 to 4 week mark, if the application was successful and well tolerated, you'll typically start noticing subtly firmer, greener growth at the cactus's growing point, along with possibly a slightly plumper, healthier-looking body overall. By the 2 to 3 month mark, assuming you've followed the spacing guidelines and haven't overdone it, you should see measurably stronger, more compact new growth compared to an unfed cactus, along with improved overall color and vigor. On the flip side, if something's gone wrong, too much manure, too fresh, too frequent, you'll usually see warning signs much faster, often within just a few days to a week, yellowing or browning at the base. If you see any of that, stop feeding immediately and let the plant dry out completely. So there you have it. Chicken manure and cacti can absolutely work together, but only when you respect just how differently a desert plant handles nutrients compared to everything else in your garden. Age it, dilute it heavily, apply it sparingly, and always let your cactus's natural growing rhythm guide your timing. Do that, and you might just end up with the strongest, healthiest cactus you've ever grown. If this saved you from making a mistake with your own plants, do me a favor and hit subscribe, tap that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video where we test another growing hack you've probably wondered about.